Hi, we are hanging out in my yard this morning. It's one of my favorite places to be in the morning because the sun comes through the trees so beautiful, and I like to go around and look at all the flowers and watch the little family of bunnies that are eating my flowers, I think, and just be outside before my day gets crazy and busy. This is my grandparents' property, and I used to get to spend every summer here when I was little because we lived in Kansas City, Missouri. So on the last day of school, we would meet in Des Moines, Iowa at Happy Chef Restaurant, and we would swap, and I would get to spend the whole summer up here, and it was awesome. I loved being here and just being outside and being with my grandma and grandpa and auntie. And I just have these amazing memories. And one of the memories that I have is every morning, no matter what, my grandpa would be downstairs making breakfast. And on the table, he'd have his little glass of orange juice and his big mug of coffee. His Bible would be open. And normally he was prepping a sermon because he was a Lutheran pastor. And he would have the newspaper there. And whenever anybody walked into the kitchen, see, my grandma and I, we weren't morning people, and we still really aren't morning people. But whenever we walked into the kitchen, he would say, "Okay, family, this is the day that the Lord has made." And we would say, "We will rejoice and be glad in it." It wasn't until I got older that I realized that that was a scripture in the Bible. So Psalms 118, verse 24 says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it." And it didn't matter what was going to happen that day. It didn't matter if he was going to have to do a funeral or some counseling or walk someone through a hardship. He knew that this was the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Now, that doesn't mean that our lives are always going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that we're never going to struggle or have shortcomings. It means that regardless of those things, that the Lord is faithful, that he made this day, that he knew that this day was going to happen and going to come to pass. And he calls us to rejoice and be glad in it, because you know why? His grace is sufficient for today. His faithfulness is here for today. His provision is here for today. And all we have to do is call on his name, and he is right here with us. So today, as you go about your day and you live out your mission and your calling, and whether you work at McDonald's or you're a pastor or you're a teacher or a police officer or you own your own business or you work at a restaurant or you don't have a job right now, it doesn't matter. You still have a mission and a calling, whatever that is for you. God created you on purpose, for a purpose, to reach people that only you will reach, to do something that only you can do. So remember that you were created on purpose for a purpose. That was just a little side note. But back to what I was saying, rejoice in today, regardless of what your mission and your calling is. So this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Have a great day, guys.